and welcome to SATV News. This is Nahin Tahir with our headlines. People are getting electricity even though government imposed some austerity measures amid global crisis, says Prime Minister. Former Election Commissioner M. Chakravarti Sen urges Election Commission to focus more on the use of CCTVs rather than EVMs. Joint operation being held at Chattogram Hill Track area since last 9 days. Militants are trained there, says RAB Media Wing. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said that the people are getting electricity even though the government has imposed some austerity measures amid global crisis. At the same time, she also said that the Rupur nuclear power plant in Pabna could contribute to ensuring a better living for the people of Bangladesh. The Prime Minister added that the government will overcome the current energy crisis just as it has recovered from the coronavirus pandemic. She made the comments while virtually inaugurating the installation of the reactor's pressure vessels at the second unit of the Rupur nuclear power plant in Pabna this morning. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hasina urged everyone to be cost-effective and maintain austerity in the use of electricity. Former Election Commissioner, retired Brigadier General M. Chakravarti Sen urged the Election Commission (EC) to focus more on the use of CCTVs rather than the electronic voting machines (EVMs). He said that the money allotted for purchasing EVMs could be put to better use by installing as many CCTV as possible. The former EC made the comment during a meeting with the current EC at the Nirbachan Bhavan in Agarka, Dhaka this afternoon. He added that the Commission would be able to easily spot vote rigging, let it be in the paper ballots, with the help of CCTVs. Chakravarti also appreciated the EC move to suspend the Gaibandha 5 by polls following reports of widespread irregularities and said that such action, when needed, must be continued. Rapid Action Battalion RAB Legal and Media Wing Director Commander Khandakar Al Moin said they are staging joint operation in Chattogram Hill Tracks area since the last 9 days. He also said youths who fled from their homes in the name of Hijrat are receiving training at the remote Hill Tracks area. The RAB Media Wing Director made the comments during a briefing at their media center in the capital's Karwan Bazar area today. He also said that the two of arrestees disclosed the information after being interrogated. Khandakar Al Moin also said that some of the responsible people would be soon brought under law. He also said that the law enforcers would be able to eliminate the terrorists if the ethnical communities of the remote hill track areas assist properly. He added that the concerned authority banned tourist movement in Ramu and Rawangachari Upazila due to security concerns. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen urged the International Labour Law (ILO) to join Bangladesh in its forward-looking efforts without dragging them into the unfortunate past that otherwise only helps sever some vested national and international interests and agendas. He was speaking at a national seminar on fundamental principles and rights at the Works Bangladesh 50 Years Journey with ILO held at the Foreign Service Academy in Dhaka today. The minister reiterated the government of Bangladesh remains willing to facilitate appropriate course correction in the labor and employment sectors in response to a socio-economic context at any given time. He added that the government remains determined to navigate the current cost of living crisis in the wake of the war in Ukraine by continuing its effort to create decent jobs for the young workforce. Distinguished Fellow at the Center for Policy Dialogue CPD Dr. Debapriya Bhattacharya said along with the government organizations, private development organizations are also contributing a lot to increase per capita income literacy rate and to eliminate child death rate. He made the comment during a discussion organized by Citizens Platform for SDGs Bangladesh at Bangabandhu International Conference Center in Dhaka today. Other prominent economists also participated at the discussion. They said Bangladesh is set to graduate from the least developed country LDC's group in 2026. It has successfully fulfilled all three criteria: income, human assets, and economic and environmental vulnerability for graduation, along with achieving major development milestones. 6 countries have so far graduated from the LDC group. 16 more, including Bangladesh, are in the pipeline. One of the country's largest wholesale markets of consumers' goods in Chattogram, Khatunganj, has come to a standstill due to a strike over the stabbing and death of a worker. A worker named Masood was allegedly stabbed by miscreants. Following Masood's death, worker went on strike from the morning. The protesting workers blocked the Khatunganj road. Protesters said the workers will continue the strike until the attackers are arrested. Businessmen said goods cannot be unloaded or sent anywhere because workers stopped working. Various types of consumers' goods, including pulses, oil, onions, chili, spices, are supplied to different parts of the country from the Khatunganj wholesale market. Jamuna Bank Foundation organized free eye, gynecological, diabetics, dental, pediatrics, orthopedics and general medical services for poor and underprivileged people at Kaunia of Rangpur district. 4,793 patients were given free treatment with medicine and 492 eye patients were enrolled for free eye surgery in medical camp. Chairman of Jamuna Bank Al-Haj Nur Muhammad was present at the chief guest, and Managing Director and CEO Mirza Ilyasuddin Ahmed presided over the program. The Director of the bank, Muhammad Shirajul Islam Varsha, inaugurated the program. Viewers, we are taking a short break, so stay with us. Welcome back, and you're watching SATV News. The new commander of Russian forces in Ukraine said the situation in the Kherson region has become very difficult as Ukrainian forces push ahead with the offensive to back southern and eastern areas of the country, and that Moscow was preparing to evacuate civilians weeks after annexing the area. Russian Air Force General appointed on October 10 to lead the invasion, Sergei Suravinsky, said that the situation in the Kherson was very difficult for both civilians and Russian soldiers. Speaking at the state television, Rossiya 24 said that the Russian army would above all ensure the safe evacuation of the population of Kherson. He added that the Ukrainian soldiers are not abandoning its attempt to attack Russian troops' position. Russian forces in the region have been driven back 20 to 30 kilometers in the last few weeks and are at risk of being pinned against the western bank of the 2,200 kilometers Dnepr rivers and bisects Ukraine. North Korea fired hundreds of artillery shells off its eastern and western coast as South Korea carried out annual defense drills aimed at boosting its ability to respond to Pyongyang's nuclear and missile threats. South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff JCS said that North Korea fired some 250 shells off its eastern and western coast late on Tuesday and launched an additional 100 rounds starting at around midday on Wednesday. JCS added that the shells did not land in South Korea territorial water but fell inside maritime buffer zone the two Koreas established under a 2018 inter-Korean agreement aimed at reducing frontline animosities. The incident marks the second time North Korea has fired shells into the buffer zone since last Friday.
Another 150 rounds were fired into
the latest filtration The latest inflation figures of the United Kingdom show that the cost of living went up to 10.1% in the 12 months to September, driven mostly by raising food prices. It means prices are rising at their fastest rate for 40 years. The figures for August was 9.9%. September's inflation reading is important because it will be used to help calculate April's rise in the state pension as well as increase in benefits. The government will now be under pressure to confirm these payments will rise in line with the figures. More than half of people expect their financial position to worsen in the next 6 months. Meanwhile, Foreign Secretary James Cleverly has acknowledged that the inflation figures are concerning for the people across the country. A large crowd at Tehran airport greeted an Iranian sport climber considered an heroine by many for having completed her hair uncovered. 33-year-old Elnaz Rakibi defied Iran's strict dress code but later said that her hijab had fallen off inadvertently. Ms. Rakibi flew into South Korea before dawn on Wednesday, where she had been competing at the IFSC Asian Championships. Her family met her at the airport, where she was hugged and handed several bunches of flowers. She covered her hair with a black baseball cap and hoodie. However, many are skeptical about the explanation given on her Instagram, believing it was written under duress. Iran is currently gripped by protests against compulsory hijab laws and the nation's clerical establishment.
That was posted on her page.
Cardiff's campers have to run knockoff 32 balls take Ireland to a win by 6 wickets against Scotland in the T20 World Cup qualifying Group B match at the Belrive Oval in Hobart. Apart from George Dockrell smashed 39 runs in 27 balls for Scotland, Mark Watt, Brad Wheel, Safwan Sharif and Michael Lisek scalped 1 wicket each. Opting to bat first, Scotland faced an initial fall of wickets, but Michael Jones took the team to total of 176 for 5 wickets in 20 overs with his 86-run knock. For Ireland, campers shone with the ball also and scalped 2 wickets. Apart from him, Joshua Little and Mark Adair scalped 1 wicket each.
Short arm jab, it's long that way.
Before ending, we go through the headlines again. People are getting electricity even though government imposed some austerity measures amid global crisis, says Prime Minister. Former Election Commission M. Shakabat Hussain urged the Election Commission to focus more on the use of CCTVs rather than EVMs. Joint operation being held at Chattogram Hill Tracks area since last 9 days. Militants are trained there, says RAB Media Wing. You're up to date with the top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest in SATV news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.